Hello, and welcome to Toledo Aquaponics. Today on Let's Talk Aquaponics, I want to cover one of the biggest decisions that you need to make, whether to grow inside or outside. The three biggest factors that you're going to have to deal with is space, which is relatively self-explanatory, your heating, and your lighting. Heating is the easiest of the remaining two to challenge, because you basically just have to deal with keeping your water temperature at a certain level to be able to keep your fish alive. Your standard issue aquarium water heater raises your water level by a maximum of about 15 degrees. So if your air temperature is going to drop below that, you're going to need to oversize your water heater to be able to do that. That is something you still need to be mindful of, and you can easily spend 200 to 500 to even 1,000 watts of electricity just heating your fish tank enough to keep them alive. The last one is lighting. Now, there are multiple different lighting technologies out there, everything from LED to fluorescent to halogen to double-ended sodium, but each one is going to use power. And even something as simple as this little fluorescent system that I have above my head, which uses 6 T8 fluorescent tubes, is still pulling close to 200 watts. Times that by 4 grow beds, that's 800 watts right there in fluorescent lighting. Even with LED systems, depending on the size of your environment, you can easily pull another 1,000 watts. So you need to make sure that one, your building or structure that you're growing in has the correct amperage and breakers to be able to support that power. A standard issue 15 amp like service for like a home caps out at about 1,800 watts, I believe, 16 to 18 give or take, but you want to stay under that as much as possible. So you end up, if you have a 1,000 watt water aquarium heater to be able to keep your fish alive, and 1,000 watts of electricity, that's going to cost you about $100 a month, give or take, based off about a national average, as well as you're going to have to deal with 2 separate power lines for that. And that may mean you need to get an electrician in there to be able to put in another feed just to be able to isolate those 2 systems. The other thing you need to think of is what else is on those circuits. In the case of me growing out here in my garage, currently I only have 1 circuit going out here. And I also have an automatic garage door opener. There's no people door through here as well. That automatic car door pulls 400 to 600 watts when it runs. Granted, it's not running for very long, but it still could potentially trip my breaker and get me in some hot water. So I need to develop a system, and I need to plan that out based off of what my electrical runs and my electrical system will support, as well as how much power is my system going to use. Growing indoors is going to use a lot of power, and you can offset some of your heating costs by going with lighting systems that use higher amounts of power that will generate more heat to raise your ambient air temperature, so that way you don't need necessarily as much aquarium heating, but your lighting is still going to be one of your biggest costs. 1,000 watts, like in my area, runs me about $50 a month. Can be a lot of power, a lot of money that you'll have to deal with, and that comes out of your profit. If you're looking to build a system that you're going to sell, that's $50 that's got to come off right off the top, not counting your fish food, your seeds, and any other equipment like testing equipment and anything else that needs to come out of that system, not to mention labor for your commercial guys that have multiple people working for you. That can be quite a bit of money. For a large-scale operation, you can end up with 1,000 watts per module. You have a bunch of modules, you can end up with massive power costs, not to mention the cost that you end up with having to have electricians come out to be able to put your power lines. So those are just a couple things you need to think about when you're looking at inside or outside growing. Thank you.